Hey there, welcome back to Content with Tony. I'm Tony, your host, and today we tackle the biggest question all new entrepreneurs and course sellers or digital marketers face, which is, how do I make my first sale? Or rather, how do I make sales when I haven't made a sale, or if I can't use my own success as proof? So I brought in my friend Tiffany, or Tiff the Digital Chick on TikTok. She attended one of my virtual content challenges, but after buying SWC, she made $17,000 the following month. And actually, since I've recorded this, which was actually a couple months ago because holidays, you guys get it, she's already hit $50,000 in sales. And my main question for her is, how do you make sales when you've made no sales? So if you want to do the same challenge she did, check out the link below. Otherwise, enjoy. Tiffany, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I honestly, I follow you on TikTok, and I was really excited to see your progress because you started selling SWC how long ago?
I
Like a month?
started October 15th is when I officially got into school. Yeah.
Okay, like 40 days ago. And how much you've made, what, 16 grand?
I'm right at 17, right at 17 since November the 2nd, 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, since you didn't even start selling it until November the 2nd.
Well, I jumped into SWC October 15th. I took about a week to go through the modules. And
Yeah,
then around October 21st is when I started going live because my whole goal was to get to 1,000 followers so I could go live on TikTok.
of
And so
course.
once I hit that, I mean, I just started diving in and started implementing what I was learning. And, your content mastery inside of there was just a game changer for me too.
Sure.
So like when you asked me to do this, I was like so excited, but yeah, it was basically 10 days from when I started actively promoting, telling my story. That was November the 2nd, and I got my first 2 sales. It was on live on TikTok, and it was so exciting. I wasn't even going to go live that day, and I'm
That's how it
thankful that
is.
I did. It turned
Yeah.
into $1,000 day, just like that.
Okay, so there's a couple things to tackle here. One, if you're listening, Tiffany is someone that went through my content challenge, and that's how we got acquainted. And then I started to see her, and every time I started to see her, she had a screenshot of how much money she had brought in with this new program. And the program that she bought was called Selling with Confidence. And it's this online program where you learn all these ways in which you can make money online. And so it's a really great program. It teaches you like 18 different ways. But one of the things that you can do is you can resell it for affiliate commission. Now, the affiliate commission that she gets from that course is like 80 or 90%, which is really good. But the couple things that I want to focus on here are, so many people have been in this digital marketing space and they can't make a sale. They can't buy a course and then resell it. They can't seem to crack the code. Now, you not only have you made $17,000 in, what are we now, 23 days, less than a month,
Yeah.
but you were able to get 1,000 followers in like 2 weeks. So do you mind if we actually start there? Can you tell us from when you started to getting that 1,000 followers so that you could go live? Can you just walk us through that?
Yes. So my account that I use for digital marketing was originally for my UGC content creation.
Okay.
So I didn't start completely at zero, but
Okay.
it was an older account. So I had to get to that 1,000 because I could not go live.
Sure.
So some little tips and tricks I learned was getting into these grow rooms. And, if you're still able to do them, I do recommend it, but not for long because you don't want to have a bunch of people following you and it's not organic because these people are not going to stick around and like engage. So I do say that it's cool to get into them, just to hit your goal and then just get out of it. So
Okay,
that's what I
I
did.
actually want to stop you there, and I want to ask you about that because I advise against grow rooms, but I've also never been in them.
Okay.
My initial, I'm open to what you have to say, so I'm asking you. My initial thought is that it brings a ton of people in who are not your target audience, and that could mess up your reach when you do posts. That could mess up your reach with lives, but clearly it hasn't messed up your account. So, what do you think
No.
it's done or hasn't done?
So what I think it is I was focusing on rooms where my target audience would be. And
Mm,
so what I found within these rooms is that, the stay-at-home mom was in there, the other business, other people that have a business was in there, people that are in TikTok shop is, things like that. So it was
yeah,
already people who that would benefit from what I'm talking about and what
perfect.
I have to say. So for me and my niche and where I was going, I felt it was helpful for me.
Cool.
Now, do they interact and engage? I could not tell you,
Yeah.
but I was about at 800 followers before I got into the GROW. See, I'm so used to TikTok lives. I'm like spelling stuff out.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
Go to my LINK and my BIO.
I
Yeah.
call it TikTokanese. TikTokanese. This is how we
Yeah.
talk. So you get into, I just got into it, and really it was just to get to that 1K. And once I was there, I stopped because, like you said, you're going to get all these people who are really not aligned with what you're saying. And so
Yeah.
it doesn't do your content any good. So then my
Totally.
next thing, Tony, was getting good with my content. And that's where content mastery comes in from SWC. That's where
Sure.
your challenge comes in for me. Because I had to build the know, like, and trust, but it was also from going live as well, is how I was able to gain so many followers in such a short amount of time, is because, people will say, oh, you can't live on live, you can't do this. It's like, but why? Because if your content is not working for you in the beginning, what's wrong with that?
Right.
Like, if you can dedicate time and go live and connect with people who've never seen you before, I mean, do it. I never thought I would go live on TikTok. But the
Yeah.
course gave me the confidence, and
Mhm.
what you have taught me has given me confidence, because now I know what to do inside of my content, how it should look, how to get in front of those people. And that's helped me. Now I'm getting leads for my content. And
Oh
I've
yeah.
never done that before. And it's thanks to what I've learned. And that's kind of where that happened. That's how I've been able to get to where I am now. And when I go live, I'm sharing my story. I'm being relatable because, like you said, people start at zero. I
Yeah.
started at zero. And that's the biggest question that I get asked all the time, is how do you get started in something like this when you don't have the income claim? I'm like the perfect
Totally.
example of that. Like, you don't have to like tell, show income just to be, just to be that person to show,
Right.
oh, here's what I did. But I think it's important that people get to know you, like you, and trust you, because they have to buy into you first before they purchase anything from you.
Completely. Because they could
And
buy
so
from
you're
anybody else. Yeah.
yeah. And so your content, sharing your story through bits and pieces of your content, telling people why you got started and how this is helping you, and whatever business you're in or whatever you're doing, it's important. It's important for people to get to know you. And I feel like going live helps me get across the screen better. And
Hmm.
I'm gaining that organic following because people actually want to hear what I have to say.
I couldn't agree more. And your comfortability and confidence on live now is light years better. It was good when it started, but now it's great. And so
Thank
something I want to do actually is back up a little bit and just explain some of the jargon,
you.
because some people may not fully understand every single thing that we've talked about. One
Right.
thing that she said that she did was she would enter grow rooms. And what grow rooms are, if you're listening and you don't know, grow rooms are these TikTok live rooms where everybody goes in and they all follow each other, they all comment on each other's posts, they all engage with each other. They all get people to these following thresholds that they need. So if you're trying to get 1,000 followers to go live or get on TikTok Shop, people would do these rooms. Now, I do not like these rooms because most of them are filled with random people. And when you fill your audience with random people, TikTok will not know who to show your videos to. However, Tiffany did something really smart where she only went to grow rooms that were filled with people in her niche or that were her ideal audience. So I just wanted to clarify that. I still hold my very strong position that they are bad and they are bad for your account. But if you can find one specifically like Tiffany did, then I would recommend them. Now, Tiffany, the other thing that I want to ask you is the question I get the most often. And if you could just kind of peel back the layers a little bit, you mentioned it just recently, but I kind of want to slow down on this topic specifically is how do you make sales and get people to like you and get people to think you're credible without having made a sale, without like
Right.
shouting income claims?
Exactly. And this is something that I get asked every single day when I go live, because I do go live twice a day.
Hmm.
And
I see you. I have
I
notifications on. I see you every time.
and I literally will have it's always like two to three people that will say, you know, this sounds great, but I'm not able to show what you're showing. So how do I do this?
Yeah.
How do I get started? Because I'm not able to say that. And I was like, you know what? When I first got started going live, I didn't even go live to talk about the product. I didn't go live to talk about any of that. I just wanted to go live to get used to going live, to be more familiar with it, and just kind of get a feel for how it goes. And so people could get to know me. I literally went outside with a cup of coffee and had my dogs running around, and I would show people my dogs and just chit chat with people. And
Yeah.
so once I felt more comfortable with that, then I started to implement telling my story and why I'm starting and sharing the stories of others. And I literally did that day in and day out. And finally, November the 2nd is when I had those first two sales come through. I'll never forget it. It was a freaking rainy Saturday morning, and I was sitting right here in my bed on a Saturday, and boom, sale comes in on my afternoon live, and then boom, another sale comes in the evening. And I was like, holy crap. And I was getting down on myself. Like, you're going to have your ups and downs. And
Hmm.
I was getting very discouraged because I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? I'm seeing other people have this success and I can't seem to get anything going.
Hmm.
And I just, I always say with every breakdown comes a breakthrough. And
That's right.
usually when I get in my head and I get like that, something really awesome happens like within the next day or two.
Yeah.
So then that's what happened. It's just, being consistent, showing up for myself every single day. I really think when you get into something like this, like you really have to like get all the scaries aside and you have to do it scared.
Yeah.
You have to get a little uncomfortable to be comfortable, like to get to the point where you're living that comfortable life, whatever that is for you. And that's what I had to do because I never thought I would go live on TikTok. And here I am. I do it twice a day now.
Yeah.
But you start with just being your raw, authentic, relatable self. Because
Okay.
again, people have to get to know, like, and trust you before they purchase anything from you. So, however, you can get yourself across the screen, even if you're not going live yet, your content has to be really good to start getting that organic following and to get the leads coming in from that way. But I really think the magic happens in the lives because
Hmm.
like I said, people are getting to know you. People can talk with you. It's like having a
Yeah.
FaceTime with each other.
That's right.
Because I guarantee, like, if someone said, hey, message me some info, and I'm shooting them this whole paragraph of stuff, they're going to be like, yeah, no, that's not for me.
Yeah. No.
So that's why I go live, is to explain what this is and to help people understand what it is, to share my story. But that's how you do it. It's all about being relatable, being authentic, sharing your story, sharing the stories of others. And you're going to be repeating yourself a lot because people are constantly coming in and out of your
Right.
lives. But that's all I did. And there's other moms and other people doing the same thing. I have a
Right.
good friend. She doesn't live too far from me, but she goes live with her baby in her arms and slobber all over her chest. Like,
Right.
people want to see that. They want to
Yeah.
see that because it's relatable. So just be relatable. That's how I did it. That's how I started.
Go figure.
Yeah.
One
It's
last
really
thing.
not, it's really not hard.
I want to ask you one last thing, and this is, something that's most of the people who get into digital marketing, they have a job. They they can't take all this time, but you still work full time, do you not?
I work about 3 to 4 days out of the week. I'm still 1099
Okay.
through that employer.
Nice.
But it's still a job. I'm still doing it. Yes.
Nice. Amazing.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I wanted to ask one thing, and more out of curiosity. And I didn't want to make it all about me or my challenge or whatever, but I do want to ask, do you remember anything after the challenge? Because you've made all these sales since the content challenge that you did with me. Was there anything in that stuck out to you or something that you implement in your content that you really think made a big difference?
Absolutely. It's actually a couple of things. Not only your challenge, but I first came and like discovered you was through SWC
Hmm.
2.0 and your content mastery course in there. And it
Right.
was so funny. I'll never forget it because I was going through content mastery and I clicked on your link to follow you and you were live. I was like, oh my God, he's live. So I
Nice.
clicked in and I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I'm literally watching content mastery right now.
I remember that. Yeah, I didn't remember that was you, but I remember that being said, and that's so funny that you brought that up because I was like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, that's so wicked."
I thought it was the funniest thing. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, okay. So then I started watching your live and I was like, this is so cool. So, but some of the things that stuck out to me through content mastery inside of SWC that helped me with where I'm at now is your classy method.
Oh yeah.
The Yeah. And you could spell it out because sometimes I forget, but it's camera,
Lights.
lighting,
You got it.
audio,
Mhm.
um, script, scene, and you.
Good enough. That's it.
Yeah,
Yep.
right? So that helped me. That's gold. But then your
Mm.
grow, it's grow, give, and gold.
Dude, I don't even have to say it. You know it. Y
And y'all, if you know Tony, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Right.
amazing stuff. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I tell people too. Is like when you get into content mastery, or if you follow Tony about anything, he's going to tell you those steps that your content, like this, the things that your content needs in order to be like chef's kiss, you know. So I'm implementing a lot of the things that you talk about, and specifically in your class, or in your the your challenge that you did, I'm sorry,
No, you're good.
is how you have to approach it, how you have to approach it in a way that like you're dating someone, like you're taking someone on a date. Like you can't just go up to someone and be like, hey, you want to get married, you want to go do this and have this awesome life together. They're like, whoa, pump the
Who are
brakes,
you?
like, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know you yet,
Hmm.
calm down. So that was one thing that stuck out to me, and so I was like, okay, I need to pump the brakes a little bit, like
Yep.
let people get into my world. And so not only that, but it was just everything that you talked about in the challenge was just a game changer for me. Like it helped me think outside the box on what I could do with my content and ideas, and just so many things. Like just recently when you were in SWC talking about,
Oh
you
yeah.
came in and taught us the other night, or last week, it was a week
That was
ago,
that was a
and
great
how
training.
you,
Y'all were amazing.
it was wonderful. And just like you said, like just taking little things out of SWC and making, you know, like a short video on that, just because people appreciate transparency. Like
Hmm.
they want to know what they're getting into. And so you just
Yeah.
give like the most amazing ideas. And every time you pop into my live, I'm always trying to pin you up because I'm like, y'all need to go follow this guy. He is
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
Real
We can stop
deal.
talking about me. That was great. You did great. I'll pay you after. Kidding.
But no, I can't. I can't shut up about you because really, like a lot of what you say has really helped me in my content. Like truly, it has.
Well, I appreciate
So
you saying that.
thank you.
Y'all, if you're interested in doing the challenge that she did, you can find a link to sign up for that below. It is
Do
something
it.
that I do it because I really love doing it. And there is something to be said about opening up your brain, rearranging the furniture, and getting your mind
Yeah.
locked in on content in a way that expects sales instead of hopes for it. So, Tiffany, thank you for saying that.
You're very welcome.
Now, I don't want to keep people too long. I want to respect their time. I want to respect your time because I know you're going to go live again. Even though you've already made $1,000 today, you're probably going to go
Today.
live again, aren't you? Jeez.
Yes, I am.
Um,
I'm
if
trying to get
you,
out of my job, man. I'm ready to leave that job.
dude, I hear you. I hear you. What piece of advice would you give to somebody who is either just starting out or has been in this a little while and just can't make a sale? What should they be focusing on?
So the first thing that I really would recommend is do your research. Like you, I can't tell you how many times I come across people in my lives and people in general who have been ghosted, or they've been in
Mm,
other programs and they're not getting the help that they need.
yeah.
Um, Even people inside of the programs that I'm in, and they're just not seeing success. And so it's really important that you align yourself with someone that you know is going to help you. And that's what I tell my people. Like when they're listening to me, I'm like, you know, you get my personal phone number. You literally have me in your back pocket, and you get into our group coaching calls every Tuesday night with me, my mentor, and others who are doing well within the space.
Mhm.
They get into my group chats with all of my other people, and we literally follow each other. We hype each other up. Like the support is incredible. So you need to make sure that you're aligning yourself with the right person. Like it's you're basically choosing, like you're choosing your coach,
You
right?
are
And that person needs, you need to know that that person has your back. And
100%.
so I think that's really important because so many people get left in the dust and then they're like, I don't know what to do. Like I don't
Yeah.
have any help.
And I tell
And
people this all the time. You can buy the course from anyone. The money you're paying, the $500, $600, whatever it is, the value of that is you doing what the course teaches you, right? You could buy it from anyone. And so your job as the seller is just to connect with people enough to get them to realize that you are the best person to walk them through this. And
yes,
so that is something really important to understand, but not everybody thinks that way.
right.
So, yeah. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining.
Thank
This has been an
you.
absolute pleasure. Her TikTok is Tiff the Digital Chick. You can follow her on Instagram as well, or just TikTok.
I'm working on my IG, but mainly right now it's TikTok.
Okay,
Yeah,
we are on TikTok. Not only does she sell SWC 2.0, but she also now officially offers coaching,
I
and you
do.
can also buy
Yeah.
some scripts. So the last thing I will leave you with is I'm going to let you to sell yourself a little bit. Tell us about the coaching you provide, and then we will say goodbye.
Yes. So this the coaching is mainly for anyone who is within SWC or DWA and you have been left behind, or maybe your mentor is not really within the space anymore. So it's anyone that is not under me that needs that additional help. So you're basically going to get the same care and attention as if you would if you joined with me.
Incredible.
So that's having my number. That's getting into our group coaching calls. You get into the group chats. I'm currently making an FB group, so if you have
Nice.
people that join, everyone's in the same space. I want to give my people as much support as possible. One thing also that's really cool is you will have opportunities to go live with me. I had a gal that
Yes.
just joined with me last week. I went live with her on Friday. She made her sale on live. It was amazing. So
Wow.
I do help
Incredible.
my people. I help my people. I want to see my people win. That's what
All
it's all
right.
about.
Y'all need to get in Tiffany's world. Tiffany,
Yeah.
thank you so much again for coming. It was
Thank
always a
you.
pleasure seeing you on live, and I cannot wait to see, gosh, the great things that you're going to be doing next.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
You're welcome. Okay, I'll see you later.
Bye.